Welcome back to Just the Facts, y'all. My name is Jimmy. Today we're going to talk about the Texas Longhorns and them winning the Big 12 tournament for the first time ever. And then we're going to touch on things I want to see that is going to help us in a potential NCAA tournament run. First, let's start off with the Big 12 championship win over Oklahoma State. And I'll say off the bat right now, Oklahoma State is probably the most improved team from the beginning of the season to right now, because in the beginning of the season, I thought it was just Cade, Cunningham, and then a bunch of guys, right? But, as the season has gone along, guys like Avery Anderson have came along, Caleb Boone have came along, and they look like a really good team that can make a run. If Cade gets hot, no one can stop him. If Avery Anderson can have a really good game, and if Oklahoma State can get up and down the court like they really want to, they can be pretty much unstoppable. You saw in that Baylor game. But this was about my Horns. Shaka Smart, from being on the hot seat a little over a year ago to winning the Big 12 tournament, I'm not going to lie, I wanted Shaka Smart fired. Especially after the loss at West Virginia when we lost by like 40 points. I wanted them fired then. But we stuck with it. Obviously, the pandemic helped them, let's be honest. And look at us now. The most experienced team in the country, one of the more talented teams in the country. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing right now, honestly. Matt Coleman, Jericho Sims, and Brock Cunningham won the game. They were the only three players that really did anything. Shout out to Kai Jones as well. I'll give him some credit there. But those three guys were spectacular. Matt Coleman, being aggressive as all hell, would not let us down. Matt Coleman is one of the clutchest players in the country, if not the clutchest player in the country. Jericho Sims is one of the more improved players over the course of the last 4 years. He's improved so much. For him to go 21 points, 14 rebounds on 8 of 11 shooting, and he just looks so confident out there. He knows exactly what to do. I mean, he's a big force down low. He's going to be a big key for us moving forward. And then I can't forget about Brock Cunningham, the glue guy. Every championship caliber team needs a glue guy similar to Brock Cunningham. Maybe not the exact player, but they need a guy that's going to die for loose balls, that's going to crash the boards for offensive rebounds, that's going to make the right pass, that's going to set tough screens. Every team that went to the championship needs a guy like that. Jones and Ramey were 2 of 17, and we still found a way to win against a very good Oklahoma State team. Keep that in mind. Now, for our tournament keys, for us to make a huge run in this tournament, and I'm talking about Elite 8 Final 4 potential run, we're going to need these things right here. 1, Coleman's aggressiveness. Okay, so Matt Coleman, we saw today, 30 points. He was getting in the lane anytime he wanted to. He was making his three-pointers. He was hitting his free throws. And that opened up the entire offense for us. Every time Texas does not look good offensively, Matt Coleman doesn't look good. And I'm not saying Coleman needs to go out there and shoot, 15 shots a game. We don't need him to shoot 15 shots per se, but we need him to be aggressive. We need him to get into the paint. Almost every possession, Matt Coleman should be trying to get the ball in the paint. Whether he creates a layup for himself, he's really good around the basket, lob to Sims or Kai Jones when the defense collapses, or he can dish it out to the corner for 3 or back out to the perimeter for 3. Aggressive. Number 2, I hate to say this because I like Greg Brown a lot, and I know a lot of people, so many people have been so hard on Greg Brown, 5-star coming in, hasn't really lived up to the expectation. But I feel like everyone's just trying to rush him. Not all 5 stars are supposed to be one and dones per se. I know it's kind of a disappointment. I get it. But let this guy learn. Let this guy grow. Let him learn from his mistakes. Let's not rush this guy. With that being said, Texas should. We started Kai Jones today. We will see a lot less Greg Brown come tournament time. We just will. I already know it's coming. He's not going to play more than 15 minutes a game. All right? Why? Because he turns the ball over too much. He fouls a little bit too much. And yeah. When you're turning the ball over at a high rate, Whether it's, him trying to do a fancy behind the back move and losing the ball, or him driving and getting stripped by the defender, or, he telegraphs his passes and it gets picked off, or, he just uses so much of his raw athleticism that he doesn't slow down and, other teams can draw charges on him. Those are a lot of his plays, let's be honest. Or travel. I would like to see Greg Brown come back to school for another year. I know it's going to sound disappointing or whatever, but I think it will benefit him coming back. But we will see more Kai Jones and more Jace Febres too, as he's getting more and more healthy. He's playing a little bit more and more and more. He's getting his shots up. Jace brings such a different dynamic to the team because we don't have another pure shooter. Ramey might shoot a better percentage from three, but Jace is our best three-point shooter, undoubtedly, in my opinion. He doesn't need the ball to create. No. The three guards will handle the ball, and Jace will play off of them. It's easy as that. He will take a lot of pressure off of the defense, and that's a huge key. He won us that Texas Tech game. That was Jace's game. He won that for us. And Sims getting engaged. Sims getting engaged is another key, due to the fact that, look what we saw tonight. The energy is just so high. Back then, he was an offensive liability, but now you can give him the ball in the post and let him go to work. I don't want to go to him too often, though, but we can go to him from time to time, and he can, make a couple moves and get a bucket down low. We're going to throw him lobs. We're going to feed him on when he's in the dunker spot. When Sims is engaged, the team just has a different energy around. Like, you can just see it. And less turnovers. That's the last thing. We've been turning the ball over a lot lately. And, during that losing streak that we had in the middle of the season, a lot of that was because of turnovers. We're letting teams get out of transition. We're not allowing our great half-court defense to take over because we have to play so much transition defense. And most teams nowadays are very good in transition. That's just how the game is played nowadays. But if we can get teams in the half court, force teams to make tough shots, force teams to beat us, I don't know if many teams can when we're locking in defensively. And that starts with taking care of the ball. We need to get shots up. Our offense isn't great enough to come back from a 19 turnover game. We're a pretty good offense, but we're not great enough to the point where we can come back from 15, 16, 17 turnovers and then giving like 20 points off those turnovers. We can't do that. We're not going to win like that. So those are the things I want to see come tournament time. I'm so excited, man. How good does it feel for Texas to not be on the bubble for once, or not be in the tournament at all, or just fighting for the playoff lives? We're finally fair and square in the tournament comfortably as a 3 seed. I thought we would move up to a 2 seed, but I don't think we will. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Let me know, y'all, expectations for Texas come tournament time. How far do you think we'll go? Who are the keys? Who are the major keys for our team, man? And let me know. This is Jimmy from Just the Facts, and I'm signing out. Peace.